Hey, how's it going? Welcome.
You asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking
Okay,
you.
it's going well. How are you, John?
That's good. I'm well. Most of us here just came back from a toilet party, which we'll get to later. It was very exciting. And Dylan, spent a lot of time in traffic on the bridge. So
I did.
Choices were made. But welcome to the Your Fucked Up Relationship Podcast. What a fun day it shall be. We've got two lovely guests in today, Sarah Booker.
Woo!
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Will you tell me more? I got some detail, but what were you all doing?
We'll let you do it because you were the organizer of the group outing.
Yes, I enforced everybody to attend.
Okay, this is your idea.
Yes, I'm the toilet launch party architect, not for the launch party itself, but to get everybody
To get everybody to go. They
Yes.
had an audience because of you.
It worked, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
crowd.
So I live in Noe Valley, and I don't know if you're familiar with our $1 million toilet, but
Nope.
it costs like $1 million to install a toilet in our town square.
Okay.
And question: do I look at you guys? Or
Yeah,
do I
you look
at
wherever
the
you want.
camera?
Wherever you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna look at you guys. So, it's a $1 million toilet in Noe Valley, and so Fox News had a field day with it, being like, "Oh, San Francisco doesn't know how to build anything, and it's really expensive." Anyways, so there's some Gen Z marketing person that was like on their team. It was like, "We got to lean into this." So the toilet was just built, and they had a launch party this weekend. So they had like free coffee to activate digestion.
We
They had olive
we
oil.
missed the yoga lessons. That's what I was excited for. We missed it. Yoga classes for your stomach
Yeah,
digestion.
for your bowels.
Okay.
They also had lemonade and a chocolate-only Tootsie Pops.
And they had toilet paper kind of like
I just got with
in
that.
the trees.
I just
Yeah.
oh,
It looks like poop.
We also
That's the idea behind
yeah,
the chocolate
yeah.
Tootsie Pops.
I just thought it was a weird combination. Now it makes sense.
Yeah. No, that's
Well,
what I
because
said.
usually the Tootsie Pops come in bags of multiple flavors. You've got the blue one, you've got the red one.
Oh.
They bought just the chocolate ones for thematic purposes.
Yeah. We have a picture with the group and this guy who's like a giant like toilet paper roll and a big plunger on his head. So
That's great.
that was
Oh,
fun
yeah.
too.
What do you do with when it's unveiled?
You use
And
it.
was there
We wait in line. Yeah.
Oh, did you all wait in line to use it?
No, we got there
Sarah
like an
used
hour
it.
after
I
it started.
peed in it.
Can you imagine being the first person to pee there? There's going to be tens of thousands of people that's
Well,
peed
there's
with.
also a story here because it was apparently usable prior to its unveiling, and somebody here also used it before it was unveiled.
Was it you?
No, it was Sarah Booker.
How many times have you shit in this toilet?
I haven't shit in it yet.
Okay.
But I have peed in it twice.
Nice.
So-
Nice. Okay. Well, let us know when you're ready to go number 2. We will all show up to
Yeah.
support you.
Thank
I will
you.
say another person who also used this toilet described it to me as underpowered. Can you confirm
What does that mean?
Well, you know how sometimes when you flush a toilet, it will have a very powerful flush, and then there's a spectrum from powerful flushes to very weak flushes.
Yes.
I think it's more on the weak flush side.
I will say for $1 million, I would have expected a more powerful flush.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's true.
Get on
And
that, San
actually,
Francisco.
I don't want to criticize the toilet, but because I'm already doing it, I will. You also have to wash your hands outside of the bathroom.
How does it set up?
Outside the bathroom.
It's like a water fountain.
Is
you
it
wash
it's
your
like
hands
is it
in.
like one of those pump things where you push your foot on the bottom?
No, it's like a proper water fountain
Okay.
with like, just
Metal.
no.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Metal, steel.
Yeah, it's a proper sink. But
How much would you have assumed this would have cost had you not known?
In San Francisco, I might have guessed more. And then what was it? $2 million? $1 million?
Yeah.
Because it's a whole little building in a public square in a nice part of town.
Is that an ovular shape? The green ones?
no,
No.
it's nicer than that.
Rectangular.
Oh, it's a rectangle.
It's like
Square, like-
it's like a little building with like
Yeah.
slats.
If like Chipotle's aesthetic
Mm-hmm.
was like a public restroom. Yeah.
It's Americana, Mexican.
I guess it's sort of like a reverse Chipotle.
Yeah.
It's taking
Yes.
things
In a
out
way.
of your body, whereas Chipotle's putting things into your body.
Yeah.
God, you're a genius.
If you're you're looking for sponsorship, there you go.
Chipotle, please give us. I know you just went public. Give us that money. Also,
heard-
everybody, if you're feeling sick inside because of Chipotle, there's a new toilet in Noe Valley.
Noe Valley.
That is perfect for you.
I heard from somebody at the launch party today that there's a coffee shop across the street, and the coffee shop was worried that, oh no, now that there's this like a free public available toilet across from us, we're not going to get as many customers coming in here buying a drink to use our toilet.
Guilt buying.
So yeah.
Oh.
But apparently some people also just knew the bathroom code and would go in there. Like, I know the Whole Foods bathroom code, but I don't need to know it anymore because I can go straight to my new Noe Valley toilet.
Is it illegal to say that on air, the Whole Foods bathroom code? Because I've been in that Whole Foods, and I would like to know. No, don't tell us.
I'll tell you after,
That's
John.
dangerous.
I feel like most of those businesses, though, they switch it up after a while. Is it always the
No,
same code?
Rosamunde has had the same bathroom code for like, they even got new owners after they closed for a month and they opened again. It's
And
still
it's
the
always
same.
code?
Yeah,
And I
it's
still cannot remember it.
I can.
Oh,
It's
okay.
We're
Yeah.
filming this, so people can read your lips.
oh, it's
You're gonna put a little black bar over your mouth. We're gonna put a sausage. What are they?
That's right.
Don't put a sausage on my
Put a sausage
face.
over your mouth.
That's what Rosamunde would want
That's
us
what they
Sarah's
would want
never
us.
coming back to her corner.
Thanks for joining us.
First and only guest.
Yeah.
Spot.
I don't know why they didn't like it. We just talked about putting sausages on them all day.
Well, aside from the toilet party, we have two comedians in the house.
Sure.
What are you guys both doing in terms of comedy these days?
Well, your fucked up relationship is pretty much it for me. But I love it.
yeah.
It's my first and only love. So, yeah.
I'm also on Your Fucked Up Relationship,
Mhm.
and it is my first and only love. But I have another love, my side piece love. Just kidding. They're all my main love. I'm also on the Herald team at Endgames as well. So.
Nice. When does the Herald team play?
We perform every other Thursday at 9 p.m. And then Your Fucked Up Relationship is every other Saturday and Friday at
Nice.
9 p.m.
And full disclosure, Sarah Lindsay and I are all on the same team. So if
It's
you come on
true.
Saturdays at 9 o'clock, you might see us.
Maybe on stage, all at the same time.
Maybe, because the
Mhm.
schedules aren't always the same.
No.
But you've got a chance. There's
It's our
always
own
a chance.
three-body problem.
Yeah.
Oh,
If we
we're all
all
moving.
align.
wait
Yeah.
to read that.
Yeah.
Do you feel like often you three play together or no?
Lindsay and I not in
It's
some
been
time.
Yeah, no, it's been a while.
Sarah and I were in a show together last night.
Yeah, we were witches.
Oh. Yeah, we were.
Yeah, we were.
When we had rehearsal today, and it was before either of you showed up, and Andy, who's also on the team, I was asking him how the show went, and he had said, "Oh, you know, John and Sarah got to be part of this coven," and I was so mad that I was like, "Oh, I can't believe I missed that."
That was a fun scene.
It was a fun scene.
Nice.
We will not
Uh,
be doing it on air because it is owned by
It's now owned by
Endgames.
Endgames. Well, this is an Endgames podcast, so we're
Recreate it.
all
Just
good.
do it all over
We
again.
did all over again.
Improvise it.
Yeah. What was your suggestion? Do you remember? Or your story?
Oh, what got me to what got it to turn into a coven was somebody cared about astrological signs, and so that led to that. But both of the stories, I don't know if those people are ever going to see this. Both those stories were boring.
Yeah.
Pretty bland.
Well, I thought the second one especially was just like it could have been interesting if they got to the meat of the story, but it seems like they just told everything up to the point when they got really high, and then they didn't want to talk anymore. Because the premise was like their friend accidentally got them really high because he's a stupid dummy. But then they didn't. They're like, and then that was it. I just
So there
slept
wasn't
it off.
like a messed up part of a relationship, just like, oh, we got high.
Well, other than an accidental drugging, but
Yeah.
They didn't stay friends after the accidental drugging.
Oh.
So
The one I did on Friday, also generally boring stories. But the guy that I interviewed, he was the second one. He was very sad. Like just from the moment he opened his mouth. And what was pretty exciting was the response that this person that was sitting next to him, and even more so the person next to them, was having while we were talking, because that was his friend and then his friend's mom. And I thought it was his mom for a little while. And he started talking about having sex in the shower, and I was like, your
Oh my
mom's
gosh,
sitting right
next to
there.
it. Oof.
And it wasn't his mom. But then she's known him for a while, apparently, the way they made it sound. And he like said that the reason it kind of got fucked up was he cheated. And then the mom was just like, oh my God. She was like throwing her fucking she had like a scarf on and she was like flipping it around. And she
In
was
the
like,
audience?
That was her line. Like,
yeah.
she
Yeah.
wasn't comfortable with the sex or anything.
Yeah,
but then
yeah,
the
yeah.
cheating. Oh,
She
my
didn't
gosh,
like it.
that's
I wanted to interview mom. I thought that would have been fun.
Much more animated character that
Yeah,
mom was.
yeah.
Moms tend to be.
Yeah.
We had a team member come with their mom last night.
We did.
No flailing around though.
yeah.
And honestly, it wasn't too dirty. I don't think there was only one or two things that I thought would have made the mom
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
Which were?
Chris. I don't know if you know him at home yet. Chris mentioned having a big old troll dong.
Nice. It's very Chris.
Very Chris. Yeah, that was about it. I think.
I asked, Olam played a character where he was a dad that didn't read the baby books, but he pretended he did. He's like, I know how to do like dad stuff, and then I tagged whoever was on stage with him, and I was like, my diaper's full, and I just was playing baby, and I got on my back, and I was just like legs up, and he's like, I could do. I was like, then do it.
Change.
And then he's like, I don't know how to do it. I was like, I'll walk you through it, Daddy. And then like he wouldn't change me. I know you three would have committed to
Oh
the
my
bit.
gosh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you
We
would have changed the
would've-
shit out
We
of
would
me.
have wiped you.
You would have wiped me.
Put
Yeah,
some
yeah.
cream on. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice. I don't know why I said this in the kitchen earlier when we were talking about toilet story, about this toilet vigil. Should we call it that? That's if it dies. So it's not a vigil.
Yeah.
One of these days.
A toilet launch party.
A newborn.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure many
Yeah.
toilets in San Francisco
Christine.
have died.
Sure.
It's just such a common occurrence that they don't hold vigils anymore. It's really sad.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Some part of when you were telling the story reminded me of my friend who was at the Vatican last
yeah.
year,
The
and
Pope, your friend the Pope.
my friend the Pope.
Oh, Benedict.
I keep
Francis.
Oh.
Cumberbatch. I keep track of the Pope. He's on. I want to invent this app where there's a little map, and there's a little Pope hat. Like you just follow the Pope hat
Ooh.
around, so you know where the Pope's at all
And then when
times.
you're
Yeah.
like ready to expand beyond the MVP, you can like track like other popes, like Olivia Pope.
Oh,
And I
you can
can't-
you can
Leonard
unlock.
Pope.
That's behind a paywall.
Oh
Yeah. That's how I make my money back.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's where you hit it.
But my friend was at the Vatican, and there was this fountain there, and she knew she was not supposed to be at that fountain, and she started filling up her water bottle with the fountain because
Is it like
it was
holy
holy
water?
water.
Oh no.
And a woman came up to her and it's like, "Are you
Pope?
American?" And she didn't say anything. She's from where's she from?
Vatican City.
She's from Montana.
I thought you were talking about the lady.
No. The lady's like, "Are you American?" Because she's just like, and she's like, "I don't think you're supposed to be doing that." It's like filling up the water bottle, and she goes, "Eh," and she just pretended she didn't speak English. Which I thought was the most genius move you can make.
Mhm.
And my friend's very spiritual, and so she got home. They just bought a new home, and so she just spread that water around the house just in
took it on
case.
the
It was
plane?
just in
Oh,
case.
I think my grandma did that.
Oh yeah, she was able to bring it. Yeah, I don't
How
think
was
it
she
was.
able to bring
It
it on
wasn't
the
a full
plane?
water bottle. It was
You gotta dump it out.
Yeah.
Less than 4
yeah,
ounces.
it was less than 4
I
ounces
guess.
of
Oh, that's not very
holy
much
water.
I think my
Yeah.
grandma did that, and she got me one. I don't know if she got it from the Vatican or she just bought it from another church, but I have a distinct memory of like I used to have like a little thing in my, like to walk into my bedroom where you like a little thing where you'd like point, like you'd fill it with holy water, and then like you would like
Dip it.
Yeah.
Dip
What?
It, sign of the cross. Yeah.
What made it holy if it was just?
no,
This-
because it was holy water, like, and it came in a little container
They bless it.
that
Yes,
it had
blessed.
like a little gold cross on it, and I think it said like Holy Spirit or something on it.
That's tight.
It's so
I don't know why that felt right.
You know, I grew up in an evangelical church, and we didn't have holy water, but we had a lot of oil. They were
Holy
spreading
oil?
Holy
Yeah,
oil?
Yeah.
I
It
haven't
was
heard
like
of that.
blessed oil or something, but I think it was just.
What kind of
fancy.
oil it was?
I think it was just olive oil.
It was olive oil?
Yeah, though I do remember paying once as a kid for $20 because I thought it was cool. I was like, it was a little bottle of water from the Jordan River, but that was just dirty.
Mm.
Yeah, I overpaid, by the way.
I don't know
Too
that there's a
much.
right price for that.
$20 back then.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
No,
Yeah,
well, $20 in like 1999 money,
Yeah.
which is like
That's
$1,000
a lot.
today.
Yeah.
And for a kid, that was a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's basically
Yeah.
$1 million.
What'd you do
yeah,
with it?
you could have put it installed a toilet.
It is in a box, rotting away in my parents' house somewhere.
Yay.
Yeah, probably eating through the bottle
I was
that
gonna
it still
say
sits in.
It's mold now. It's just mildew in a box. Or
Yeah.
something.
My parents won't let me like leave stuff at their house and like let it rot away, because they're very into this concept called Swedish death cleaning.
What
Where,
the hell?
yeah, where like they get rid of like shit.
I've
in their
heard
house.
of this.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Where be like, so the concept is when they die, they want it to be really easy for my sister and I to like I
Go
don't
through
know,
stuff.
go through stuff, and so they're like,
Mhm.
we want the attic to be empty, but that also means they like throw out all my trophies.
No.
Oh,
Did they give
no.
you a chance to go get them first?
No.
I thought it was gonna be that you clean out your house to Swedish death metal, but it's Swedish death what? Swedish death cleaning?
Cleaning,
Cleaning.
yeah.
Okay.
I listen. I don't know what they were listening to. So
Okay. Ask
Swedish
him.
death metal, by the way, just ABBA.
Yeah, what is that song?
Mamma mia.
I think that's where death metal came from, if I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
mistaken, from Sweden. They're very angsty up there.
yeah.
Yeah,
They don't have a lot of sun most of the year.
Yeah.
It's very dark and sad and cold, and
Mhm.
they make great furniture.
Mhm.
Love the furniture.
Have any of you guys been to the new IKEA
Oh, the food hall?
restaurant? Yeah, the food
No.
hall.
I have been to the new IKEA. I have not been to the food hall that opened like this week, I think.
I think so. Like this week or last. It keeps coming up in my like TikTok thread.
should we go after practice next week?
I mean, maybe. Sure.
You would like it. They have a lot of like vegan and plant-based options at this food hall.
Sweet.
They're trying to be known for that, I
I
think.
think
I
80%
only want to be
plant-based.
invited to toilet unveiling, so if you could just do that next time.
I'm sure it
I'll
has a
go.
toilet.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, then I'll go.
Well, this is the Your Fucked Up Relationship podcast. By and large, we ask people about various types of fucked up or otherwise relationships that they've had
Mhm.
in the past of our guests. Remind me, Dylan, do we still have Tim's story? The write-in portion?
We used that one.
Didn't we?
We did, yeah. What did he tell us? It was a great story, Tim, but I don't remember it. But I tried getting one for this week. I couldn't get anybody
Sorry,
to write
Tim.
in.
It was completely forgettable. I don't remember it at all.
It was
In
he
any
was
case-
he was in high school. It was we've gotten a lot of stories like from like when we were kids.
I just want to know if we
Yeah.
have one to do.
Not today.
For timing reasons. Okay. We got two guests, possibly with stories of their own. Would either of you like to go first? Maybe. Tell
Oh my
us
gosh.
a story.
Yeah. Which one do you want?
Lindsay Reigns?
They got a long list.
Ooh,
of
give us
lovers.
I guess genre options.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah.
Or a weird. I don't know what's the weirdest.
Well, I've moved around a lot, so I'll give you a city. This sounds like I have a man in every port. It's not like that. But just times in my life. Okay, Denver, Omaha, Nebraska, Chicago, Illinois, Atlanta, Georgia, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Texas, Dallas, Texas.
My vote is for Dirty Myrtle, because I grew up
Dirty
about 6
Myrtle.
hours from Dirty Myrtle, and it is wild.
So geography based is gonna. You think that's gonna be the
Yeah.
okay?
Wait,
it's
do
gotta
you,
be.
do you reference your past lovers by like I say like the teacher or the pilot? Do you call them like Chicago?
No, there are a couple that there was one guy that was a male model that I refer to him as the male model, and then
You
there
have
was a
to.
guy who was a semi-professional volleyball player. But I met him at a Halloween party where he was dressed as Michael Phelps. So
Oh.
in my head, his name is Brian Michael Phelps.
Is he that in your phone as well?
I've had this phone forever, so I wonder if he is in there. Anyways,
Let's call him.
Yeah, let's-
Yeah.
no. Anyways, okay, go ahead. No, Michael Phelps.
I have let my
Get,
vote
get
be
a little
known.
closer to Mike.
No, Michael Phelps.
All right.
Let's see.
Let's hear the most fucked up one.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh,
Yeah.
there's a
Or the
mess.
funniest one, or whichever one you feel
I
comfortable
was gonna
telling.
say, there's a lot of weird ones. Okay, well, this is a very strange meet cute story.
Hmm.
So I grew up in Plano, which is a suburb of Dallas, Texas.
Home of Dr. Pepper.
Yes, home of Dr. Pepper. We had in our high school only Dr. Pepper vending machines. By the way.
Sounds like my kind of high
Yep,
school.
and Frito-Lay is also based there. So it was like the snack machines were all like Frito-Lay brand like chips, and then the drinks were all Dr. Peppers. Anyways, though, so I grew up across the street from these twins that were my age. Their names are Allie and Bryce Kenna.
We used to have something that said twins.
Twins. We did. Was that you? Was that your voice?
Twins. Anyway, it's an old commercial that we once referenced on episode 1.
Oh, I thought it was maybe like a clip from the Danny DeVito Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
No, to retell the story a little bit, it's from, I think, a Coors Light commercial from like the 2000s.
Oh my god.
Where they keep referencing twins as being hot. We think that's, we were trying to figure out where the trope came from.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you lived across the street from
From
hot
twins.
twins.
Yeah. But years and years later, I was living in Chicago, and I was at this like hipstery bar called Rainbow, which if you're ever in Chicago, it's in like the old Ukrainian village neighborhood, and it's fantastic. It's owned by Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, we like literally we would call it the hipster watering hole. And I was waiting in line for a drink with a friend of mine, and we got hit on by some guy, and we were not feeling it. And then after like he had walked away, there was a guy that I ended up dating for a long time, but his name was Dan, and I just hear Dan go, "Oh, I wish that guy would have hit on me instead." Long story short, Dan and I start talking, and we're playing like the, oh, where were you from?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I grew up in Plano. Oh, my cousins live in Plano. Okay, well, yeah, Plano is a suburb of Dallas. It's massive. Where did you go to high school? We like literally find out that he is cousins with these two twins that I grew up across the street from.
Twins?
Oh.
Okay, I gotta know. Were they hot twins or not?
They were both like really popular in school. I think they were both very beautiful.
And we all know
That was
You're
not
only
a very clear answer.
if you're hot.
you're only popular if you're hot. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, I mean in high school. They
I
were
knew
not
some- I knew-
identical twins though. They were
Oh, so there might have been like one that was hotter than the other.
one was a redhead, one was a brunette.
But okay, ultimately, was the cousin hot?
I mean, I ended up dating him for a long time, so I mean, he was
Yes.
up to my standards.
I feel like you didn't answer the question though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Be proud.
We believe you, Lindsay.
I like the emo like nerdy guys. So it was like
Yeah.
the blonde swoosh like Bieber hair that was popular at the time.
Is that true to this
Mhm.
day?
No. Now the man I'm married to looks like if like Thomas Middleditch and
Yes.
like
Actually?
Tony Hawk had a baby. Yeah.
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 That's actually pretty accurate.
Wait,
I've
Middleditch
seen
and
the
who?
husband.
Wow.
Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk. Wow, interesting.
I see less Tony Hawk, but
Yeah, it really we joke that I married him because he's like a more muscular Thomas Middleditch. Yeah. Anyways.
interesting.
A muscular Thomas Middleditch honestly kind of scares me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, Thomas Middleditch is already a skeleton, so like one muscle would make
Oh, okay. Yeah.
one
yeah.
muscle on Thomas Middleditch would make him a muscular Thomas Middleditch.
Yes.
Just saying, I'd be very intimidated by him.
Yeah. But yeah, not same. Yeah, he doesn't have like the emo swoop or anything like that.
Mm. I thought you were gonna say that like you found out you were cousins.
Oh
I
my
was
god.
worried about
Yeah,
Oh, God.
worried. I'm so excited by it.
That doesn't work the same way as twins
No.
did, unfortunately.
No, that was actually probably, yeah, it was a fairly normal relationship. It got kind of messed up at the end. So the way that breakup ended up happening, I had moved to Atlanta, Georgia, for those people who don't know where Atlanta is, I guess. And he had stayed in Chicago, and we both at different times ended up like cheating on each other. But like, it was one of those where I knew that he had cheated, but we were still together. And then like he knew that I had cheated,
Tit for
but
tat.
we were still together.
Mhm.
Yeah. And neither of us were really good liars. So yeah, it was anyway. So
Mhm.
finally fizzled out.
That's fun. I've had one of those.
Yeah.
Was it a fizzle, or was there like a, hey, we're both cheating? We should.
No, you never acknowledge it. What are you
No.
talking
Well, because that,
about?
I mean, that question.
Clearly,
that question-
you've never cheated. What's wrong with you?
I feel like that question sometimes leads to different answers, though, because we're both cheating. Why don't we just open it up? Or we're both cheating. Why don't we just end it? Or we're both cheating. Why don't we just keep on doing this because it's so hot?
Yeah, so hot.
But
There
we
you
were
go.
long distance, so I think it was one of those that was just like, yeah, I'm not coming home anytime soon. You're not either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, long distance isn't hot, except for all the cheating.
No,
Oh my God.
that's right. The cheating makes it hot.
This was
Yeah.
like, gosh, almost. This is definitely more than 10 years ago now. Like,
Yeah.
this is a very long time ago.
And you had moved to Atlanta. So you were living in
Yeah.
Atlanta at the time, and he was
Yeah.
living elsewhere.
He was still living in Chicago.
Well, do you think that maybe the Atlanta airport kept him from visiting so much?
No.
Did you know-
Actually, sorry. I just realized. I totally forgot.
He is your
this.
cousin. He is your cousin.
Yay!
Cousin.
He lives in San Francisco.
Oh my God, is he on this podcast right now?
Yeah.
Bring him out. Bring him out.
No, I totally forgot. Yeah, he lives in San Francisco.
And you haven't seen him.
No, we like reconnected on Twitter when I first moved here in 2021, and he recommended that I get Burma Superstar.
Yeah,
and it
place is
was-
pretty good.
That's a good
Yeah.
recommendation,
yeah, it's a great
though.
recommendation.
He could have sabotaged you and said go
How
somewhere
long
else.
ago was this? An X? Did he send you an X or a tweet?
This I think was still a tweet. It was
Yeah.
2021.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it was like we should hang out sometime, or yeah, like you and your husband should get together with me and
What do you mean? No. This is gonna be. This is the
personally,
reason this podcast is gonna take off because we bring in the two cheaters. And
I know you're gonna plug a Maury show later. This is not Maury.
Maury.
Wait, I don't know if you know this, but I did have on a previous. Okay, so like one weekend you're fucked up. I had a.
Yes.
This is crazy.
Oh, this is so good.
So I have one friend, two friends that used to date each other. Oh yeah, by the way, they're roommates. And also, by the way, they started dating. Maybe don't put this part in the podcast.
It's in.
But they started dating maybe like 3 weeks after they moved in together. One came to a show and told us about their fucked up relationship, the breakup from their point of view. And then the next week, the other gentleman came and told his point of view on the breakup. So we got a two-sided
That's awesome.
breakup.
Wow.
And now I'm trying to get their roommate to come so we can get all 3 points of view.
That's
of the story.
amazing. Wait. Why don't we want this in here?
Um,
There's no names, right?
no,
I-
they will absolutely know who they are.
Oh. Wait. Are they Endgamers?
No.
Okay. Okay.
But they
At
come
the
watch
end, but they
shows
come to
frequently enough.
shows.
Okay.
They come
Yeah.
frequently enough that they have both come and told a story.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna
Multiple
because you
times,
were.
Yeah.
right?
It felt a little pointed at me, but I'm realizing it's because
they know.
they
Yes.
know.
Yeah.
And I was like, did some fucked up thing come up about me on at
No.
Endgames? Okay, great.
No.
Because there's plenty.
The person you cheated on came to a show.
Oh, damn it.
And we have your ex right They're on the podcast.
I made it Maury, sorry.
I made him worry.
Yeah.
Made him more.
Ooh.
Whoops.
Did you guys know Maury is married to Connie Chung?
I think I did know that.
That's
actually.
crazy. Two TV
Yeah.
legends from weirdly different corners of the television.
We just found
industry.
out he's like in his 70s, 80s. He's
He's an
up
old
there. Yeah.
fogey.
yeah.
Hmm.
He did like 30 seasons of the Maury Show.
That's too many.
That's a lot.
At what
It's so
point,
good.
like, do you just get tired of always asking who the father is?
I don't know. Well, at that point,
No,
like,
it's always
don't
exciting.
these people ever want to retire? They seem pretty successful. Like they have a nest egg.
So, back when the Jerry Springer show was going on, I was living in Chicago at the time, and one of my good friends was a production assistant on the show. And the filming schedule was incredibly rigorous. It was 80-hour weeks, and they would have summers off. So that was like the perk. But yeah, really, really intense schedules, 80-hour weeks, Monday through Saturday. And as a production assistant, like she had some crazy stories. because she was often handling like a lot of guests. And like one of my favorite stories of hers was that at like 2:00 in the morning, she had to run out and find like I think it was like some massive bra size, like G or E, like some letter that I didn't even know was like an actual, at like 2:00 in the morning for a guest who was going to be on the taping the next day, and hers had broken.
And did it have anything to do with boobs?
I think it was. I think
Presumably.
I would hope so. Yeah.
It could have just been a prop for something else too.
Yeah.
Well, also Jerry Springer, it seems like that's something they blur out so much. Why do they need the bra at all?
And how
to
come
begin
they're not
with,
using
yeah.
sausages for the blurs?
Yeah.
You know, like,
Rosamunde.
Not unlike us, because they weren't sponsored like we are, or at
For
least
those
trying
at
to
home,
be.
Rosamunde is a family-owned and operated sausage restaurant that's also kind of German, and we love them. And this is a paid ad. Please pay us for
And
this.
sausages.
Yeah.
Yes, got sausages and,
And beer.
spackle.
Sauerkraut.
No, they've got like the
Spätzle?
spätzle.
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 I need
yeah.
some more brown friends, is what I'm realizing.
Wow. I feel so called out right
Yeah.
well, that was a great story.
Thanks.
Pretty crazy.
Do you have any good stories?
I do have a story, and it is related to toilets, but
Okay.
so I guess this is the toilet.
Yeah.
This actually, of 4 episodes, this may be our second toilet themed
This is
episode
true.
we've had. Though that one was mostly about urinals, I think.
Yeah.
Very
We were
urinal
focused on
themed.
urinals, so you got the toilets. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
You're all set.
Great. I think they both know this story, so I'm gonna mostly tell it. to
Sure.
you.
Yeah.
So I got on Hinge last year, and I went on maybe like 4 or 5 dates with a gentleman, and on the last date that we had, well, actually I'd been on a couple dates before that, and usually like whenever dates didn't go well, it was like somebody else's fault. Like it was the person I went on a date.
Always someone else's fault.
Yeah. Except it always is, except this one time when it was definitely my fault.
What'd you do?
It was an accident, just to start. But we went on a hike in Marin, and he drove me in his car, which it has cloth seats, which is important to remember when we come back to that.
Okay. I'm so excited.
We go on a hike around this lake, and it's like halfway through the hike. It's a long hike. My legs are tired. Okay.
Yeah.
That's also important to remember as I tell you this.
Cloth, tired legs.
Yeah.
Tired legs.
I mean, those are important details, right?
Those are very
Each of these
important.
details is so critical to the story, it's going to blow your
Your
mind.
mind.
Thank you guys. So it's the halfway point, and I have to pee. So I tell him, hey, I'm gonna go pee real quick. I see some porta potties like on the halfway mark. I'm gonna go pee, and so I do. And so remember, my legs are very tired at this point.
I do remember.
And
How could I forget?
it was 10 seconds ago. And I'm in the porta potty, and I go to pee, and I thought that I had pulled my pants down far enough, and I thought that I was squatting enough. But when I peed, apparently I wasn't, because instead of peeing into the toilet, I peed into my own pants.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's
And
so weird because you don't have like a hose to hold on to and you know
Yeah.
we know exactly where it's going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I didn't hear it either, because it didn't like dribble through the pants onto the
Sure.
ground. So I just thought like I'm just peeing. And I didn't realize it till I went to I wiped and I pulled my pants up, and then my back was wet. I was like,
Mm.
oh no.
No.
No. And that's when I had realized, oh no, Sarah, you have peed into your own pants. And
And just to remind everyone, this is a date. This is a date hike.
yeah, I am on a date.
Was this a first date?
No, it was like a 4th date. 4th or 5th, I forget.
Yeah.
So I've peed into my pants, and actually my first reaction, like I think most people would be like, oh my God, terror. But like I kind of laughed to myself, because unfortunately this is not the first time that I've peed into my own pants on a hike. So I need to get better
This
at
is a
that.
new thing.
Yeah.
Or this is a regular thing.
Yeah, but that was like in the wild, and like I was with some girlfriend. I was not on a date when that happened.
Yeah, yeah. It's different when you're trying to have sex with the person you're hanging out with.
Yeah.
Who you may or may not have had sex with. Yeah.
No. Actually, at this point, we had never even touched.
Okay.
Yeah.
At this point. Okay. So at some point.
No, we never touched.
Okay. I see why.
So,
You smell like piss walking around.
I know. And the hike's in Marin, so we have like an hour drive back. Oh, yeah. And we're also at only the halfway point of the hike. So we have to make it around all the way the rest of the lake back to his car. So I'm like in the little porta potty, and I'm like, shit. So I like wring my pants down a little bit, and, like take a bunch of toilet paper and like wipe it down. And then I'm like, well, this is the best you can do, Sarah. So I walk out and I find him, and thankfully I'm in like black leggings. So I'm like, I think I can maybe get away with this. So I come out and I see like, oh, I've been walking in front for the majority of the hike. Like you walk in the front. Don't
Smooth.
Don't look
So
at me.
smooth.
And so we finished.
Was there water? Could you have
Conceivably like tumbled in a stream or something.
there was a lake.
Oh, whoops! And you just
Whoops,
fall
I fell
in.
into the
Well,
lake.
I mean, even when like washing your hands, if there was,
No, 'cause it was a little porta potty.
right, and
Yeah.
hiking. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it wasn't $1 million toilet.
Yeah,
So.
I see.
Yeah. So then we finish the hike. We get back to the car, and remember, this is important to know. Remember the cloth seats, because now I have to sit in this man's car. In my pee pants.
I'll remind
And it's
the
not
whole
like-
audience that I said everything was critical.
Cloth.
And here we
Cloth.
come to like the second.
And
or
it's
third
not
critical.
like
Yes.
a cloth seats cover. It is cloth seats.
Yes.
Okay.
But we drive home, and so it's like I'm just like sitting in the seat, and I'm like, oh man, I don't want to get up and see like
Mm-hmm.
a horseshoe, pea shape. But thankfully, I don't know. I did get away with it. Like we got back to the house. There's actually more to the story. So we get back, and
Whose house?
his house,
Okay.
because he's gonna drop me off, and then I'm gonna see a movie with these two later. So I literally saw them like hours after this happened.
Okay.
She had changed pants.
Okay, that's
for
what
the
that was my
record.
next
It
question.
was a crazy movie too.
But he's like, oh, I'll drop you off at your house, but I'm going to a friend's housewarming party near you. So like, do you mind if we stop by my apartment? We could pick up this drink that I've made. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I just really want to get home and get these pee pants off. But I'm like, okay, fine. And he's like, yeah, you can meet my roommate and her dog.
Jesus.
And I'm like, oh man, I'm just literally, but I get out of the car and I'm like checking out my crotch, and like it's dry.
Yeah.
Like nobody.
Oh.
Yeah. I am slick. I've gotten the fuck away with this.
You are not slick. That is not the word I would use to describe you. That is not what I would call you. You're something. I know that I like you, and that's all that matters.
So then we walk up to his apartment, and he's like, oh, roommates, this is Sarah. And I'm like, hi, nice to meet you. And their dog comes up to me. He's like this huge dog. And he comes and he snarfs me so bad, like putting his nose like up in my crotch, just like getting in there. And the room is like, I don't know why he's doing that.
Never does that.
He usually never does that. Why is he doing that so much? And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why
Do I
he's
have
doing
beef
that.
Oh, that's
jerky
cool.
in my pocket?
I love that you turned into a cute little anime girl when you. That's awesome.
But yeah, that's the story. And actually, I do know that I got away with that. And you know how I know? It's because he asked me on another date.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I don't think he has any idea.
You also maybe like is there some pheromone thing going on? Maybe like.
Well, also some people are super, and don't ask me how I know this, super into piss.
Oh yeah, right.
There's
exactly.
a whole fetishist community out
Oh,
there that's
yeah.
like, let me smell that piss.
Yeah, maybe it smelled. Have you ever smelled yours?
Yeah, of course I've smelled my own
Smell
pee.
great.
I mean, it just smells like pee.
Okay.
Sometimes it smells really sweet, and then you have a problem.
I don't think I've
That's
ever.
a
Depends
medical
on your
issue.
hydration level.
I mean, I'm very hydrated.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you meant you have a problem if you
No, it's
start
like
to think, ooh, this
it's a
smells
sign
nice.
of it's like a pre-sign of diabetes if you have sweet smelling pee.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
So
No.
smell your pee, people at home, and not just for fetish reasons.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me in on this. I feel so much closer to you somehow.
Sarah, so did you go on another date?
With a person in general?
The
or
P
with,
person.
A person.
No. I
You put a
'cause,
stop to it.
With a
because,
person.
I decided not to go on another date with him because in the first like 20 minutes of the car ride, he told me one of his dating stories that was like, I was
no.
like, oh man, I'm done. I don't
Where-
want to.
where
And we got him here. Come on in, guy.
Where like he shit himself and,
And I was
in
like,
a
I would never.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh my god.
What was his story?
His. Do you guys know this?
I think you may have told us back then, but I don't remember.
if you did.
This is okay. So he was having like a yes man era
Uh-huh.
at the time, and I think he was like in his early 20s, and so he I was dating. He like went to the opera and he found this woman. She was like in her 80s or something, 70s, 80s, like much older.
Do you remember this?
Yeah, it's kind of nuts, right? Yeah. Yeah, they just started. She invited him into her box at the opera.
This is not a euphemism.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
actually, I
it
guess
becomes
it
a
is a
euphemism.
euphemism because they do start sleeping together.
In the opera box?
No, just in general.
Could
Later
you
on, she
imagine?
invited him
Yeah.
into her box.
He's in his early 20s. She's in her 80s.
Yeah. Again, it's his yes man era, as he said to me, and
Oh, that's awesome.
Some people, and don't ask me how I know this, but some people are really, 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 really into old people.
I think we just learned that John's into old.
Don't ask me how I know this.
John's into old people and piss.
Old piss. He's into old
I know
piss.
this.
It's like it's sweet. I like it.
Yeah,
I
you should
love-
smell your old person because if they smell sweet, they got candies in their pocket. And you don't want that.
Oh my god.
But anyways, so he was dating this older woman, and apparently her apartment was like really kind of weird with like neon green and orange shag carpets and stuff. So she was just like kind of a kooky lady. And one day he came over to her house, and it smelled like formaldehyde.
What? Was she in a giant tank? Is that why she?
She was actually 200 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, she was
Yeah.
Dracula.
Yeah. What's that Star Wars movie? Where all the parts of the Snoke are in tanks. There's just yeah. That's okay. So what was that?
So he came in and he smelled it. So he says, and he was like, but he didn't mention it right away. So they like phoned, and then as they're like laying in bed doing their like pillow talk, he asks her like, "Hey, what's up with the formaldehyde smell?" And she goes like, "Oh, I was on a hike earlier today, and I saw."
I pissed myself. Yeah.
I'm noticing some I'm noticing some parallels.
Yeah. He has a type.
Women that like to go to bed by 9 a.m. She said she was on her hike and she saw a raven and thought it would look so beautiful in a art project that she was working on. So she found a large rock and then beat the bird's head in. So she could use it. And so apparently it was in like a big like Home Depot thing, just like in bleach or whatever in the kitchen, just like this dead bird.
Wait,
So
there's
this was in San
and that's the
Francisco?
sequel to the movie Bird Box.
And this was in San Francisco.
I would like to know if this bird murderer is still at large.
Yeah.
Or
and-
herself dead.
yeah. And mind you, I'm hearing this story told to me when I'm like 20 minutes onto the drive to Marin, and then we have to do this like long 4-hour hike where I piss myself,
Yeah.
and then come back and then get snarfed by the dog. So all while I was like, oh, yeah, and if I don't see him again, we've literally never, not even like touched, and I don't want to touch him. So I was like, and at that point I was like, I think I'm.
Maybe your subconscious pissed itself.
Oh,
Maybe
like
you meant to do it.
Like a defense mechanism.
Yeah, maybe
or
like you didn't
something?
you didn't
how-
want to do it, but your body's like, no.
I gotta get out of here.
Psyche, Yeah.
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 What didn't you like about the story? Why was it
What story?
him sleeping with an old lady?
Oh,
Who
I
murders
just
ravens.
didn't like that he like didn't clock that anything was strange. So like when he's telling the story, he's just like he's telling it like it's normal, and I'm
Right.
hearing it and I'm like, what?
Yeah, and then looking at 2
Even
hours later, he's sitting with piss pants. This guy has no clue what's going on around him. Clearly,
Yeah.
everything's just normal.
no
Yeah.
idea.
Why is this dog snarfing?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, we know he has a sense of smell because he smelled formaldehyde.
That's true.
That's true.
Maybe he can't smell.
You guys,
Yeah, I mean, you could be very hydrated, but
I
sometimes
am very
pee is
hydrated, but I've ever since I've lived this experience, I've been like, I got away with it. I'm the fucking best. I got away with it.
I'm not gonna let you feel that anymore.
Yeah, now you're making me feel like maybe he was like really into it, and
That's
which is I'm not shaming anybody for that.
I am so happy that you're comfortable with your your pissy self, like that version of you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if I would have the gall to out myself like that.
Well, there you have it, America.
Yeah.
It's tough because I feel like in a normal situation I might, like if we were in the city or something, but because you're out in the woods on a hike.
Oh,
Like, what
you're
do you
saying
do?
you're surprised that I pee myself? Like I pee
No, I'm
in general?
surprised that like you're just so like fuck yeah, this is what I do. This is me.
Yeah, I pee
Accept
myself.
me. Yeah.
You pee yourself and nobody finds out except that dog.
Yeah.
Yo, do you think that dog might have smelled the residual dead bird that transferred from him to you on this hike?
That dead bird story, no, because that dead bird story was like years ago.
Did he say it was years ago?
Oh my god, I
Do we-
didn't check.
We don't know.
Well, no, it was because he's like 30 something, and that story was when he was like in his early 20s, in his Yes
okay.
Man
Yeah,
era.
yeah,
Yeah.
Got it.
I went on a date with this girl who on date one told me she's like, I just had the worst date last week. I was like, what happened? She's like, well, we both got super shit faced at this bar, and I think I was a little less drunk than he was. He's like, you could drive us home in his new
Oh,
car.
no.
She immediately hit a tree. She's like, we barely left the parking lot and I hit a tree, ruined this guy's new car.
Oh, jeez.
And I don't think they wanted another date again. I
What-
never let her touch my keys to my car. Yeah.
What type of seats did he have in his car?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Cloth.
cloth seats. Yeah.
I've got one question going back to this old vampire woman.
Mm-hmm.
Did she have teeth?
John, I haven't met her.
I
don't
know,
who she
but
is.
it's
You're
such
basically
a
connected to her.
colorful
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
There's so many
Okay, do
details
we-
that need to be filled in for me.
Do we think she has teeth? I care to conjecture.
Oh, no, I just had one question. What opera was it?
Ooh.
Mm,
Something that would get you going, right? Like
Something hot,
yeah.
something
steamy.
hot.
like the magic flute.
The Man of La Mancha.
The Man of La Mancha.
Yeah. I bet she had some teeth.
That's more disturbing than if you said she had no teeth or all her teeth, because some teeth implies it's just like there are a lot of gaps.
Ah.
Which,
Yeah.
Wait, do you want to? Oh man, I shouldn't say that.
Yes,
we got,
you
time. We got
should.
plenty
Yes,
of
more stories, more
time.
stories.
Okay, this is just
You
kind
do
of like
one and then I'll do one.
this isn't related to dating at all, but
That's fine.
this is like related to my dentist. Actually, no, never mind. Okay, so my dentist said like you should use little Polident things for your retainer to like
Mhm.
keep. She said don't use a toothbrush because it'll like make
Yeah, you
little
use
dents.
like the denture cleaner.
Yeah, so I
Mhm.
started using denture cleaner on my retainer, and now my retainer is like so minty when I put it in every night
Mhm.
that I was like, wow, I don't think I knew that my retainer smelled before I started using this, and now when I put it in, it's minty, and I'm excited to
Okay.
wear it.
Yeah, it's
That's
great.
good.
It's
Yeah.
great.
That's fantastic.
I forgot what somebody just said.
You
that
were definitely
reminded
going to
me.
tell us a different
We
story. than
love that for
Yeah.
you.
Things.
That's a very positive story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
I had a dentist that, or it was an orthodontist that we went to growing up, and he had the creepiest phrase. When we would like go and lean back, he'd be like, "All right, open that pretty little mouth for me."
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
So gross,
Gross.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what my dentist tells me? Every time I open my mouth, she says, "I don't like the shape of your tongue."
What?
What?
She says it.
What's the shape?
I don't know.
Like
it's-
tongue shape?
let's see it.
Yeah.
Let's see the tongue.
Oh, God. Oh,
I don't think
no.
that's bad.
but she thinks it's like too wide and too far back.
Really?
Yeah, she thinks I
Is
know
it
My
a
that.
doctor always
danger?
says your tongue is perfect. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, every time I go to the
That's a
dentist, he
good tongue.
immediately French kisses me.
yeah.
He tells you the placement of your tongue is perfect.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And then he just lingers there for a minute with his face close to mine. Some people are really, really, really into that.
Maybe,
How do you
Lindsay,
know that?
maybe he says the opposite for those that don't have pretty little mouths. So
All right, you heinous freak. Let me see those chompers.
Yeah.
That tracks.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
probably also just really loved myself because between myself and my sister, I remember my mom would tell us growing up that we paid for his whole family to go on a cruise to Greece because of how messed up our teeth were in terms of needing like orthodontia and all
yeah.
of that kind of stuff.
My mom used to say, because I had hooked teeth as well, that we paid for our dentists to send their kids to college.
Yeah.
So similar.
You're welcome,
Yeah.
dentist families of America.
I don't like dentists that much, and I know that's not an unpopular opinion to have, but I've had pushy dentists, I've had mean dentists. I've really never had a good dental experience. They've been okay. They've gone from okay to bad.
I had a good one when I chipped my tooth. It was devastating. I couldn't believe how much I was affected by it. But it was my front tooth.
Oh,
How'd you
yeah.
chip it?
I was eating
You bite into a lollipop too
pizza.
hard like that owl from that commercial?
Wait,
It's fucking eating pizza with a fork. I know it's.
what?
I know you all hate me, but I was eating pizza with a fork.
No, Dylan, we don't hate you.
I don't.
hate you. The pizza hates you.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
physics pizza.
No, the fork. I mean, I know I deserve it. Okay, I've accepted this.
Around the country, there are a lot of places, cities even, that are very serious about pizza. Don't ever tell that story in New York or
Mhm.
Chicago.
Exactly.
Really anywhere on the East Coast.
Yeah.
New Haven. You can tell that story here because pizza here is just okay.
That's
Yeah,
why
that's
you're all
true.
like so accepting right
Yeah.
now, is
So
because
you chipped a tooth, and then what happened?
I chipped a tooth. You can see you all trying to catch a glimpse.
We're trying to look
Yeah.
at
Show
us your teeth.
Try to say-
Show us
Wow,
them
that's
choppers.
fucked up.
Okay.
I don't like the
Beautiful
placement of that
smelling.
front tooth.
You
Open
might
up
like
that
this
pretty
tongue.
mouth.
Yeah, show us your wide tongue.
I do have a very. We need to have a wide tongue off. You ready? We're gonna go. Who wants to go first? Because I definitely have a wide tongue.
Okay, show it.
All right, I go first.
Yeah.
I guess they're the judge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
look
we're
into the
gonna tongue
camera.
judge.
Oh, okay, ready?
Okay, right. It gets wide, by the way.
It gets wide.
Get it?
Okay, right. So this is.
Okay, Dylan's going first. Okay,
Oh, that's-
normal. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, that's pretty wide. It's like a surfboard.
Looks like
That's-
an elephant ear after a while.
That's
Oh, yeah.
interesting because it starts off slender.
It fans out. You can put
Yeah.
your tongue back in. We get it.
Oh, that's creepy to see. Not on camera.
All
Like
right.
looking at it through the camera, it's not as bad as in
Don't
Yeah,
show
yeah,
my
yeah.
dentist that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right,
I
Sarah.
no, I don't have any sort of pageantry.
Uh,
that.
we need to see
Okay.
the
Can
tongue.
you do like the loop or the clovers or any of that?
Wow, I'm disappointed.
I told you. There's no pageantry
That's
about it.
I know, but I also was like, well, maybe the dentist was onto something. Maybe there's something that I'm not seeing.
No, I think she thinks my mouth is like just too small, and for my tongue, like she thinks
the
my-
ratio
yeah.
is off.
Yeah, she thinks my tongue's too big for my mouth, and she also thinks my mouth is very wet.
Now that second one's weird.
In any other profession, that would just sound so crazy.
Yeah.
Instead of open up that
Yeah. That
pretty mouth, open up that wet
yeah,
mouth.
Open up that-
tight wet hole.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, with that big tongue in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's basically what she's saying. So
Wow.
Fuck
Have you
yeah.
ever been like? Have you
Stop
ever said
that
anything
mouth.
about? Well, I was gonna say, have you gotten a glimpse of her tongue?
I haven't.
She's just jealous because she got dry mouth and a really tiny
Yeah.
tongue.
Maybe like it's a weird way of trying to give someone a compliment. Like if you're like what's the saying about like hammers and nails? Like if she's only looking at mouths all the time.
I don't know
I
the
c-
saying. Could
compliment
you-
my
If you have a
shoes.
hammer,
Compliment my
everything you
shoes.
see is a nail. So
Yeah.
it's like if you have a solution or if you have like a, I don't know, some kind of skill, you're gonna use it on everything, even though it doesn't apply to everything.
And so repeat the analogy. I missed it.
So, yeah, I don't know if it makes sense now. I'm just saying. But
Now
like
that
the
John's
idea
explained
of,
it.
It
like
does.
if someone's a hammer, all they see is nails. If she's like only looking at mouths all day and she's doesn't know how to give a normal compliment.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe her way of paying
She's gonna
a
be like,
compliment is like, "Wow, your mouth's real wet today."
yeah, look at those thick old lips.
These are the things that she would say with her coworker because that's what they talk about.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. I would
Yeah,
love
yeah,
to
yeah.
see a dentist
And so
break room.
we just don't hear it, and you heard
Mhm.
it. You got some inside baseball,
Yeah.
and it was awkward.
So like when we have a show and the
Mhm.
monologue or the interviews are really boring, their equivalent is like, "Oh gosh, that patient's mouth was
So
that really
dry.
far set tongue."
Have y'all ever seen anybody with veneers? Do you know what they have to do to put on veneers?
Actually,
Yes.
I
Wait,
saw a
wait.
picture and it is freaky.
Show me,
Yeah.
tell me.
Listeners, Google it now.
Yeah. Some people are really into that. They're like, don't ask me how I know this, but they're like really. Anyway, they like shave their teeth down to being really tiny,
Yeah, they
and then
grind it down to, like,
sometimes
nubs.
they'll take a picture of it, and they like look like freaky little baby teeth.
I gotta
It's
admit something.
Disturbing.
I have one of those.
I mean,
Because of your
one
chipped
is
tooth?
fine. Yes.
No. I had a bad tooth, a root canal.
Yeah.
So you can see that one's fake.
I
Maybe
can't.
you can't tell. No, okay, yeah. The most recent dentist redid it, and it looks really good.
I mean, that's normal. That's what a normal
But
person
they
gets.
will shave it down,
Yeah.
and it's just enough tooth to hold the root there. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very common. What I'm talking about is like you'll see celebrities or performers
Yes,
get it.
they're
People who are on
horse
TV or
mouths.
something. They have these perfectly freaky like.
Horse mouths.
Yeah,
it looks
they
like a
they
horse
have like
mouth.
It
piano
does.
key teeth. It's
Mhm.
freaky.
That dude on Gemstones, and he's on a bunch of stuff. What's his
This
name?
Oh, Walton Goggins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That.
But when
Apparently
they
he had
do
a
it,
freak
it's like
childhood
all
accident.
the teeth at once they get shaved down, and I've seen some people will get like they'll do a selfie.
It's
Do
pretty.
you know what
if
it looks like?
If you
Terrifying.
watch a lot of like
Yes,
reality
yes, it's
TV,
freaky.
They have it.
Yeah, it's pretty common in
Them
certain
housewives,
like reality TV.
drag queens get it done a lot.
Contestants.
Mm.
or-
Really?
Yeah.
because they're performers. They're on TV.
Oh.
My Aunt Christine has veneers, but she won't admit to it.
Is she a reality TV star?
No.
Is she aspiring to be?
No.
Oh. What?
Are they veneers are permanent, right? So they're not like,
I mean, they last for like 10 to 15
Yeah,
years.
you have to
get 'em
so you
replaced.
replace them.
and they
Mhm.
do they like drill it, screw it into your skull?
I think it's some sort of bonding. I don't think it's drilled, but I think it's
Okay.
Cement.
super glue.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know mine was like a cement sort of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Does your aunt have veneers for any particular reason? Do you think?
She
Has bad teeth.
Ooh.
no, she likes the finer things and
Oh,
appreciates
okay.
beauty.
She's
a lot.
fancy. That's fair. Totally fair.
I don't want to be the only one with a chipped tooth.
I chipped my tooth when I was I think I was in like middle school. I was at a friend's pool, and
Oh,
this is like very unsafe.
Oof.
They had like some sort of like metal rebar wire, or not wire, like a metal, like a bar, across from one end of the pool to the other, and we would
just like raw.
yeah, just like like a wrought iron bar or something. Why not? And
That's like the little teeth that the people have with veneers. It's like
Yeah.
exposed.
Oh my god.
And so we would push ourselves up off of the bar and like try to like flip over it, and I came down on it and like knocked one
No.
of But
You
I had
knock-
like a gap
Did
in
you
my
bleed?
tooth. Did I? I probably. So long ago. I don't remember.
How are you all like I don't something changed in my brain. I think what happened was an ex convinced me of this, but she has, much like John, some fetishes. And one of the things that she likes is like wonky teeth. And she's like, I think it's charming.
like
I think
crooked
it's
teeth, like British people
yeah, like
teeth?
crooked, just a little like maybe like a big long vampire. I don't know, just like
Like
something
snaggletooth
weird,
or something?
something that's weird, or or just like imperfect. She finds that to be fun, and I now do. Like I've
Oh.
now come around with like like a nice pair of teeth, sure, a nice set of teeth, but like also now I find some charm in like the
Well, it's so unique.
Yeah.
It's often very different from everybody else's. Nobody has the same pair of teeth unless you get veneers, and they all look identical.
Then they all
That's why if you die and they can't figure out the body, who the body belongs to, they look at your chompers.
Yeah. What do people with veneers do? Are they just? Are they?
Are they fireproof? I don't think they are.
Wait.
Nobody's ever found a lost person with veneers.
No, because they're identical from person to person. I
Yeah.
assume.
Uh-huh.
Wow,
I don't
that's,
know
like,
that for
super
sure.
interesting, and I'm gonna have to spend some time looking into that on
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
internet.
Mhm.
Like,
I'm sure a true crime podcast can get on this. We're a true crime podcast.
we're
now.
true crime.
We've
Yeah.
done it. We've done it.
And we're at about an hour. Thank you all so much for coming on. Is there anything anybody here wants to plug in the near future? I don't know when the heck this show is coming out, so I don't know if dates can be super specific, but
No.
we'll do what we can.
I can plug 2 shows at Endgames. The first one is Thursdays at 9 p.m. It's the Herald. And the other is Your Fucked Up Relationship on Saturdays at 9 p.m. And I'll be in both of those. And if you want to come see me.
Yeah.
Same.
Same.
Yeah.
I know.
I'll be there, Sarah.
Okay.
I know Dylan has an upcoming show, but I don't know if this will come out before then. So
Same. Olam and I, local comedian, we started a.
he's the guy,
He's
if you
so
remember from
funny.
earlier in the podcast, who read the diaper book but wouldn't change Dylan's butt on stage.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's how he'll forever be known.
That's how the phrase is: change your butt, right?
We're doing an improvised sketch show, which is going to be a what's the word I'm looking for?
Tribute?
A spoof.
Yeah.
A spoof of Mari, which is why we were bringing it up earlier.
Oh,
So
okay,
we're
yeah.
gonna see John on stage. Are you playing lie detector
Yeah, I'm lie detector.
man?
Yeah.
And a lot of our friends, you're gonna see people actually dressed like babies. You're gonna see
Oh.
audience members get mad. You're gonna find out who the father is. It's gonna be a blast.
Oh my God, when is it?
That is
May
on.
Early May.
It is early May. It is May 9th. So please come.
Eclectic Box is the location. If you
Eclectic
happen to be-
Box.
follow them on Instagram. They're great.
That's right. That's right. I'm on Friday night, Your Fucked Up Relationship shows. Check that out. And I'm coaching the short form team called You Can't. Nope, that's not You Can't Fire Me. I Quit. That's another one.
Feed.
It's Feed the God of Comedy. They just had their first show
Some people are
How was
really
it?
into
this
that.
round, and they
Don't ask
killed
me.
it. I'm so proud of them.
Yay.
And yeah, we love them, and we love you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you again for coming,
Yeah.
Lindsay
Thanks
Rain,
for
Sarah
having
Booker.
us.
Local comedians, check out all their stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
Catch you next time.